Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing an Icarus build, but I'm just going to take a quick second just to basically pay homage to the people that passed away due to Monday's incident that happened. So I'm just going to take a quick second. We're just going to have a moment of silence for those people and children. Alrighty. Let's be better and let's do better. So tonight we're basically going to be running on a new build that I've been messing around with and I was tweaking with a little bit here. So we're basically going to be running a Scorch Poison build, but it's also going to be my Icarus build. So we're going to call this a Hazy Icarus build. So we're basically running the basic stuff that you should know about the Warlock. So we're running a Phoenix Dive, Burst Glide, Incinerated Snap, and a Solar Grenade which scorches targets. Heat rises, you basically float in the air, and when you get final blows in the air, it basically increases the duration of your heat rises and also gives you melee energy. We're also running Touch of Flame. All your healing nades, your solar nades, fireballs, and fusion nades basically all are enhanced, but we're basically only going to be using solar nades. So basically it lingers longer, and basically they shoots out blobs of lava in the area in the perimeter of the solar nade, and basically the solar nade also scorches, so anything that's in there is basically scorched. So the whole goal is to keep everything scorched, but also at the same time keep everything poisoned. We're basically running Ember of Blistering, we're using Ember of Singeing, Ember of Tempering, and we're using Ember of Ashes. So the first one, Blistering, basically when you get solar ignitions, it gives you grenade energy. This one allows you to get your class ability faster when you scorch targets. Solar Final Blows grants you and your allies increased recovery for a short duration, stacks 4 times, or 3 times, not 4 times, 3 times. And while active, basically it increases your airborne effectiveness, so your weapons have better aim and stuff while you're in the air. And this allows you to scorch more targets. So we're running basically double kinetic weapons. Basically one is going to be a solar, one is going to be a poison. And we're running a heavy grenade launcher with clown cartridge and Vorpal. Our mini tool basically has incandescent. Basically you kill a target and it basically spreads scorch around. And then it also has a new perk, a intrinsic perk, or origin perk to it. Final blows with this weapon while your super is fully charged grants strength and discipline for a duration of time. We're using Osteo Trigger, the exotic. So this works well with our exotic gauntlets that we're using. So basically when you get poison, you land poison shots on a target, it basically poisons them. You kill them, it shoots a burst of poison onto the next nearby targets of that target. Poison Final Blows basically return ammo back to the magazine, and you can get all the way up to 100 ammo in the gun. And basically, Screaming Swarm fires a stream of sentient toxic projectiles that track targeted enemies. And we're also running Air Assault. So the lower your health get, the better your airborne effectiveness is with Extended Mag and Incandescent. And we're running a mixture of a Charge with Light, and a Well build. So we're running Seeking Wells. Let's go back in here real quick. We're running Seeking Wells. Basically, elemental wells will travel and move across towards you or nearby players. Harmonic Siphon. Basically, rapid final blows with weapons matching your subclass. Basically, gives you a orb of power. But this is just a basic one. The basic one is a kinetic one. So we're basically just going to be getting a bunch of orbs of power to allow us to get charged with light from that as well. And get our abilities back. This basically gives you back your super energy or melee kills. And we're going to be throwing a lot of melees here and there. So we're basically going to be building up our super. And it doesn't matter how low our super is. We're going to be getting super back like really decently. We're running Font of Might. If you remember from my Void video, basically we pick up an elemental well matching the element type, and basically it buffs that element type matching your subclass type. So basically for us, it's going to be solar damage, which is going to stack on top of these two. We're running a recovery mod so we can get our rifts back. And I think it's going to be basically our Phoenix Dive. Orbs Restoration. We pick up an Orb of Power and grants a small energy to the ability with the least amount of energy. Basically, we're using Absolution. Reduces all ability cooldown each time you pick up an Orb of Power. And we're using Elemental Charge. Picking up, becoming Charge, you basically become Charger Light when picking up an Elemental Well. And this basically you're going to be running with Heal Thyself is our other mod, which is a Charge for Light mod. While you're Charge for Light, your grenade final blows basically heals you. So basically you're going to keep healing while you're still killing stuff really quickly. And we're also running Impact Induction. So causing melee damage basically gives you your cooldown for your grenades. And the last one we're using is using your class, basically Outreach. You use your class ability, it reduces your melee cooldown. And then melee well maker. You basically get a powered melee kill and it spawns an elemental well matching your subclass type. Alright, so now I'm going to rally this flag. I'm going to go here to get this harvester going. So that guy despawned. And we're going to go up in the air here. So now we're just going to try to get these stacks going here. Throw a melee. So as you can see, everything is being poisoned. And the poison and scorch is stacking on top of each other right now. Throw another melee. Let's get rid of that. Oh, there's another one. Drop down here. And we're going to throw some of these. And it also comes from this as well. So we're basically just throwing our damage around here. And as you can see, they're being poisoned right now. So let's get rid of this guy. And he's also being poisoned. If you look closely, you see him getting damage from poison. And Vorpal Weapon is destroying him really quickly. So we grab this. I'm going to dunk this over here real quick. Grab our orbs. Throw a melee down. And basically the whole goal is to basically stay in the air. And I lost my charge, so we're going to try to get my charge back real quick. Get this. Reload. Eat this nade. And as you can see, the targets are scorched. So now we're going to spread the scorch here. And his shield blocked it. So now we're spreading poison. So those targets are burning. So if you look closely, you see this illusion right here is basically taking poison and burn damage. Now we're gonna do this. Now we're scorching and poisoning at the same time. Grab that elemental well. Get rid of this guy. And now everybody should despawn. Now we're gonna go back to the other area. But your whole goal is basically stay alive, is stay up in the air. The air is basically your friend. And all we're doing is poisoning and scorching from above. And as you can see, everything is being scorched right now. Throw this. we go. We're going to try to get that scorch off to keep everything burning. Let's get out the sky real quick. Get our nade. We're going to get rid of this little turret right here that's protecting this guy. Oh, he popped another one. Your whole goal is to basically poison all the ads around you. Or scorch them. Oh, okay. He was not having me at all. Grab this. Jump in the air, throw this. Now there's scorch and poison. So we're just going to scorch real quick. We'll get him to scorch everything off. Come on. Now he's scorched. Now poisoned on top of that. Throw more scorch on him. I'm going to take this to extend this. This is basically going to end. But basically, as you saw when we first started, we basically was keeping the ads in one general area. So basically, this is not for bossing. This is basically for ad clearing. So you want to basically control the ads exactly where they're moving, exactly how they move and things like that. You basically, Osteostrigger is basically putting out a wave of poison, while your Callus Mini Tool is putting out a wave of Scorch. And you're basically just locking the enemies down to overtime damage, which will proc a lot of things that you're doing here, which synergizing a lot of the Scorch and a lot of the poison the effects that's going on here from the necrotic grips, where damaging combatants over time has increased damage over time. And basically when you kill anything, it basically spreads onto the next target, and it stacks onto Osteostrigger, because Osteostrigger naturally has like a poisoning effect going on with it. So as long as you keep the poison effect going, you can basically keep the ads locked exactly where you want. And then you can just basically keep scorching them, and then using the ignitions to get your nades back. And you basically just clear the ads, make it much easier for your fire team. And you can use this in like basic, not all Nightfalls and things like that, if you want to switch up like your secondary to be able to use. Because I know some Nightfalls are probably going to have some Overload champions, so you could possibly use it with the Overload champions. Like instead of using Osteostrigger, you can use like Arbalest for the anti-barrier. Let's get these guys right here. You can use Arbalest for the anti-barrier, while using basically Callus Mini Tool for your Overload. Get that guy going. Look at that. Look how fast he just died. And you basically can just keep doing this over and over again. Jump in the air, throw a melee. Now they're poison and scorch at the same time. And you can just keep doing this. We're just gonna keep adding. Throw that. Gonna add the scorch onto there. Throw that down. This is basically allowing you to keep controlling the ads. As you can see, they're being poisoned and scorched at the same time. So you can stack them together and just basically have the ads and all like the basic little ads die really, really fast, and allows you to lock the enemies down in one location. Because all my builds are basically for like solo guides, not anything that has to do with like champions. You can do basic champions with it, but anything other than basic champions, I'm going to come up with a better version, just so that way they can be used for like doing Grandmasters and stuff like this. This is just basically for ad control for the basic newer player that either they just want to start out with some kind of build to give you an idea exactly how the way you can craft, build craft. Let's get rid of this guy, because this guy is getting on my last nerves just standing here throwing stuff at me. Now he's poisoned. I wonder if this works from the poison detonation. It does. Alright, we're gonna pop the super. Oh, we got some randoms over here too now. Let's get rid of this guy. Get rid of him. Alright, we're gonna eat our need. Throw this. So now he's poisoned and scorched at the same time. And this works very well because, like, let's say you're running Stasis Warlock with a buddy with a Stasis Warlock. If they lock everything down while they're locked down, you basically can throw your melee from across or above. And while they're frozen, now they're being burnt and they're being poisoned at the same time, which allows you to kill them really quickly. Throw a nade. Throw this. And as you can see, all the ads are basically burning out. Let's eat my nade here. Now we're gonna start poisoning these guys from above. Which makes this SMG really good because it does the tracking, so you don't have to actually hit accurately. So as long as you're aiming in the general area of the target, you basically are gonna be just doing damage, poison damage, even if you don't kill them. Get that, got heavy. And as you see, they're just getting scorched and poisoned at the same time. So it's not working in their favor. It's actually working more in your favor. You're just having the high grounds on the enemies, which makes it even more fun to do. You know? So if you guys like this build, this is basically my toxic, what do I call it? It's basically a hazy Icarus build. So you basically combining Scorch and basically poison over time, and allows you to melt the enemy really quickly. And it's basically a combination of 2 SMGs, necrotic grips, these fragments that works right along with your Scorch and your solar ignitions that allow you to get your abilities back even quicker. And that's basically it. You can run Daybreak if you're just running just like for yourself, or you can switch to Well and you're like, let's say you're in the middle of doing the second ogre inside of the newer raid. You basically can clear ads, then go over, drop your Well, and do DPS, and then go straight back to clearing ads. This allows you to clear the ads and keep them locked down to a point where you can control them. So if you liked it, just let me know, comment down below. You guys have yourself an awesome night, and enjoy yourselves, Guardian. Peace.